At WPI Seeking the Truth, that's just what you get, the truth. No scripts, no special effects, just the truth.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's episode of WPI Seeking the Truth. We come to you live at Dots on Main in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, site of Dots American Family Restaurant,
also known as Dots at Night. And tonight we have a very special investigator joining us, the one and only Sal Lizard.
so much history.
Yeah, that'll be a fun investigation.
Hi, we are joined by Master of Useless Knowledge, Lee Moore. Okay, not really, but we are joined by Dots on Main owner, Lee Moore. How you doing, Lee?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing this
I'm
evening?
doing great. And for our viewers out there, he actually insisted to be referred to as that, so that is just a little bit of the humor that sets in. But how long have you been the owner of Dots on Main?
Well, this particular location, I've been the owner since November of 2014. We had another restaurant here in town, and I'm from the Hopkinsville area, but moved back to town in 2014 and opened this restaurant in order to, be closer to home and be closer to family.
So in the years that you've been here, or year that you've been here, have you experienced anything that you would classify as paranormal?
Well, there's one particular experience that was very paranormal, and there's been a lot of goosebump involving situations, but there's one particular situation that it was really, really freaky. It was in March of 2015, and I had been working very, very late one night in the bar, and they'd locked everything up, and usually in a bar, after everybody leaves, there's still about an hour and a half, 2 hours of cleaning that has to be done. So if everybody leaves at 1, then we're cleaning till 3 in the morning. And at that point, I just didn't want to drive home. I felt like I'll just get a little sleep here, and then I had to be at work the next day. So I was just going to go upstairs and have a rest in a place that we have set aside for that. And so I went upstairs, turned all the lights off. It was totally dark. I lay down in bed. I had thought, because I was always very scared of this place. And I thought I was going to turn my phone on and listen to like well noises or something, but my phone was out of juice and I wasn't able to do that. So I lay down in bed and I'm laying there for a few minutes, and all of a sudden I hear like it sounded like either a stack of loaded boxes just getting knocked to the floor, or a bookshelf full of books being thrown open. It's a loud, crashing noise with lots of items being thrown around. Of course, I peed my pants first. And then, no time to change my underwear. I ran. I tried to run out of the room and, hurt myself on a table because it was dark. But there are lots of situations fairly similar to that around the building. Sometimes when you're standing at the bar and you look over, you see light hit the glass a certain way, and it looks like somebody else is in the room with you when you're here by yourself, or when there's just one or two people here. Noises, we have an example of one of our servers and one of our kitchen workers were at either end of this side of the room, and they said they heard the clomping of either a woman in high heels or a man in dress shoes walking through the bar area of the restaurant. So we have to cover 3 doors here in a very large building. So they walked to a place where the footsteps should have led to, and they met each other at the point where they felt like the footprint should have led to, but there was nobody there. And so it seemed as if the spirit had walked through the room and dissipated right as soon as the two people that worked here got to that.
And actually, one of the cameras that we do have set up tonight is almost directly behind me in the bar area, to where the footsteps were heard. And so after the interview, I will take you to where we have the cameras set up, and you can see if that's kind of in the vicinity where they had heard it, and hopefully we can capture something.
Well, I hope that y'all get a chance to be here with a minimal amount of people, because that's when the goosebumps really come out. I mean, I came in one morning at 10 in the morning, and our cooks get here at 9 in the morning, and I came in and they said, "Lee, something happened this morning." I went to the walk-in to get some food, and I just felt a presence in the room with me. Turned around, heard a swooshing sound, and there was nobody there. And just instances like that are galore around here. Just so many times you can just feel that somebody else is in the room with you, but there's nobody there. And it's just goosebump experiences.
I couldn't believe the massive size of this building that we have to cover. And so what I would like to do tonight on tonight's investigation is I would like to go ahead and cover one half of the building, and then if you don't object, we would like to come back in the future and do a part 2 to this investigation, to where we will focus on the other half of the building.
Well, we're happy to have you back. We're glad to be a part of this experiment, or this event that y'all are filming, and we'd love to host your radio show. We'd love to have y'all here, because we want to know what's going on with this building as much as anybody, because it's very scary here at night.
And we were going to have you actually on live tonight on our radio show. We were going to do a live broadcast from here, but our guest investigator, who actually kind of does the show, we do our own show, but it's on his network, Sal Lizard. He actually was getting everything lined up prior to you coming back to do the interview, and you hadn't quite arrived yet, so he started doing do some pre-talking and stuff and letting everybody know where he was, and the episode just ended, just like that, just stopped. Not saying that it's paranormal. I mean, it's Blog Talk Radio, so I mean, there are some problems, that occur with any type of radio shows, anything like that. You have even your major radio networks, you have little glitches. So with that being said, we would like to have you on a future episode of the Eerie Hours with WPI, and we can go ahead and talk more about Dots, because not only do you have, the Dots American restaurant here, but you also have Dots at Night next door, which is has live music and a lot of other things. And so our job tonight is to basically go ahead, and we've got cameras set up. We're going to do a full investigation, and we're hoping to capture anything tonight that will help us lead to why we are getting the activity that we're getting here in the building.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you have a productive evening, and we hope you can come back anytime. We're glad to have you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Take care. So, as we said, we are here tonight on location at Dots on Main, and of course, even though he is a comedian, we're honored to have Mr. Sal Lizard with us tonight. What do you think, Sal? Are you interested? Excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, no. The thing of it is I wanted to go on one of these. You know, I have a radio show, and I've been interviewed or had as guests a lot of people who have told me that they're paranormal investigators, but you guys were the first ones to actually invite me to one of these things. I've been wanting to do one for years.
Well, what I'm really happy about is the fact that what a great place to actually do your first investigation than here. I mean, it looks so awesome. I can't believe the size of it and the history and just, I mean, you look at it, it's just got so much history behind it. I mean, behind us we've got this antique piano back here, and you know, what are you looking forward to? Or is there anything that you're looking to
Well, to
catch
be honest
tonight?
with you, I'm just really excited about the fact that I'm here. And I keep seeing images of, you remember that movie, Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
You know, I keep wanting that female ghost that visited Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping that during the investigation, something like belt starts to come loose and my fly opens up. I mean, I wouldn't complain.
Now-
as long as it's not some guy.
I was going to say, now you do realize that 90% of the spirits that we've encountered are men. So
Don't harsh my ballot, man.
I'm just being honest. No, but in all seriousness, you know, B and I are both honored and blessed to have you with us. You became family with us, and being a part of your radio show. It's been a great experience over the last several years, and we're glad to have been able to spend the weekend with you, and obviously tonight filming this episode of WPI Seeking the Truth. My only question to you now is, are you prepared?
Are you kidding? I've got my WPI hat, and just because of the fact that this is my first, actual paranoid investigation, I came prepared. Look at this. I've got extra undies. Look, I'm just saying.
So Chad, before we go lights out, what I would like to do is take a moment and have you walk us through, and the viewers, the different areas within this building to really give them an idea of how big of an area we're covering tonight. And while we do that, what we're going to do is we're also going to do a base reading of, this is a digital carbon monoxide detector, and as we're walking through, we want to see if we get any readings on this, if there's any carbon monoxide, in the air, which can ultimately lead to some of the feelings that people might get as paranormal, which really isn't. Fatigue is one big one for that. If people have a over exposure to carbon monoxide, they can get really groggy, fatigue, and so we want to make sure that we're clear of that. And what B has here is one of the EMF detectors that we use, which is electromagnetic fields and basically electricity energy in the air. This will go ahead and detect it. Normal readings on this, if you can see, is actually 0.0 to even, I would even say to 1.5 to 2.0 is pretty normal readings. Okay. Anything above that is a higher reading, and we'll try to figure out exactly where it's coming from, whether it's wiring, and it also has the ambient temperature as well. Once again, a lot of people have experiences and they do believe that it's paranormal, and what it is nothing more than the EMF in the air, the electricity in the air can go ahead and cause symptoms of paranoia, feeling of being watched, just kind of that sensation, the tingly feeling. Right. So if you get really extremely high readings, that could be some of the cause for the feelings.
That makes sense,
so,
yeah.
We'll let you lead the way.
Right. Well, right now we're on the restaurant side, street level. Building is really, really long. We did the initial walkthrough earlier, but we'll start here on the front side of the restaurant. Like I said, this is where you guys came in off the street. We'll kind of work our way through the dining room, back to the kitchen, and maybe around this way, and then through the bar side, which is just on the other side, and then we'll go maybe down in the basement after that, check that out. So, if you guys are ready, we'll just head right down this way. All right. Okay. Okay. These old doors here, I believe at one time this was a wagon drawn area where wagons pulled up to load and offload, kind of lends to the age of the building. From outside, it's kind of street level with where a wagon would be. So, they're still getting deliveries here for the restaurant. Okay, now we're on the back side where the bar is. I figure since the basement is split up, we'll go ahead and check the basement under here since you got your equipment running, then we'll come over and check the other side of the basement, and then we'll have these 2 floors covered, I think. So,
Okay.
okay. So we're gonna go downstairs, the basement below the kitchen and dish area. Back over here, it goes back to a point and stops. At one time, I would think that it went all the way through, but back in this area. This furnace area here is this wall here is where it ends on this side of the basement. We'll go ahead and go back around this side and check that side of the basement to be sure, but the owner does have a section of that that's cut off for storage on that side. So, might be able to.
How are the readings?
The readings were high in the kitchen by the refrigerator.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Which would make sense.
All right.
But surprisingly enough, you just checked some of the wiring up there and everything.
Yep.
As far as I know, all the wiring and stuff in here, we'll look when we go down the other side and be able to show you the panel. It's all up to date, stuff like that. It's pretty heavy duty, so I don't think we'll run any kind of risk of running out of juice or anything. I'm thinking we'll go around this side and check the other side just to have everything covered as far as we can go.
Well, I know from our walkthrough, kind of by ourselves, setting up equipment, I was getting lost. I didn't
Right.
believe the area.
So we're on the back side of the bar side now, side entrance here from the street. What we'll do is have another access door here that takes us to the other parts of the basement. So we'll go down now, check this out. Lights on this particular side. I have a switch, but I'm not getting any action there. Trudge on down this way. Like I said earlier, we're on the bar side. Directly ahead of us this way, where we're going to be walking towards Main Street. The front's where you guys initially came in. So what we'll do is we'll walk down this side, and there'll be a way that we can go down and come back the other side, and we'll just work our way back. All right, right this way. You guys kind of watch your step. Pretty clear down here. Watch your head too. This old wall here is facing Main Street as well. You can look at the old stonework here and tell us it's quite old. Guys getting any kind of readings, you're doing all right?
As the sewing thing is a very good, as we just found out, there's sewing stuff.
Say there's actually, looks like they made curtains or draperies according to what we see up here. Some kind of see if we got anything out here on this. Carpet and curtain yardage. You can tell this is before calculators, for sure. Here we go.
1956.
1956 copyright, so evidently during the 50s this was used for the some type of a sewing business. I see dates here from 1970. I see dates here from 71, 90. So I guess up until 90 they actually used this. I don't see anything newer than 90, I don't think. 89. Let's see. Yeah.
So right around the early 90s, I think it would be safe to.
Right, probably when they vacated it for those reasons. But definitely got the creep factory going down here. Lost in time kind of looking deal. I'm sure the toilet doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm thinking the plumbing's pretty bad. I think it's
This will work the way around. Got some lights in there. Yeah, it looks like some of that old. That looks like some of the old metal that's on the roof up there.
Yeah.
You can see that it's metal. It's actually copper painted around there. But yeah, it'll cost you a fortune to redo all it. Alright, so we're gonna go back up. So you got that trap there, right?
Yeah.
Did
once-
you have anything down that way?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Alright. Yeah, I'm thinking other than the side that's the storage on the other side is kind of like the same.
It's got the creep factor, but when we did our initial walkthrough, when I first came down here, I had felt something. Not saying that it was paranormal,
Right,
but
yeah.
when I came down, and actually when we walked down there, I didn't even quite feel anything.
Nothing registered?
No,
Yeah, okay.
but when I came back here, that feeling was gone. I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not saying it was
It's weird you say
paranormal.
that. I'll have to ask Lee when he gets here. But I remember hearing something about somebody falling down these stairs here one time. I don't know if he died or I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. But there was that deal where somebody had fallen down. What I want to do is come up this way. You guys can kind of watch the step there. I got a switch up here. Okay. Got some lights on it. So. This will be your second floor on the far side. Okay. Start this on the back of the building on the second floor. This evidently was going to be, I think the previous owner said something about like a speakeasy. He was going to turn it into like a little bar or something at one time, and they really developed. So we'll run that. What we'll do is we'll work our way up here, back across, and then beat the middle, and we should be good. Kind of watch your head right here. Now we're on the third floor, far side. I know you said something about wanting to concentrate your investigation on this side, the 801 side. So we're still on that side. Now we're in the far back part, the third floor part on that side. Far back as you go. This is the back of the building here. You actually, where you're parked, 3 floors down, it's the parking lot right back there. Okay. Give you an idea where we are. It said, on the I don't know really what was in here. But thinking this is the same like floor plan as the kitchen, the other 2 floors, it's just different stuff. And that old elevator doesn't work. It runs all 3 floors, but it's never been turned on or anything like that. But so work our way around. Here's our elevator shed, which runs from the basement down there. And I guess what it is, since we're between buildings actually, this was So this is where we're standing is actually 801, then that would be 803 across the shaft there. So what we'll do is we'll work our way around here. Taking out the frustration. We're as high up here as we can go above the bar without going on the roof. So this obviously was some type of business at one time too. I'm not sure what exactly it was. That's AC work there. One thing I do know, we need to check that game room area. I think where you had your monitors and stuff. We'll check that on the way down, and we should have completed this side of the building, which you also said was, kind of a hot spot. I think we've covered everywhere that we can cover over here with.
And we can actually see this is a very good. Folks, this is not orbs. I hate to disappoint anybody, that's dust. So
just by us walking by just like that, any little dust particles or anything like that's going to be visible. So if we see something like that and nobody's walked by, that's kind of, could that be anything?
It could be, but taking the amount of dust that I'm seeing in the air right there,
Right.
It's anything that we see like that, especially in that particular camera, I'm gonna say that it's nothing but dust.
Okay.
That was actually up on the third floor, right up above us,
Okay.
and it's
Still settling.
shooting from the window out, and so you can see all the dust. I don't think that's gonna completely settle down, but you can see up here, and this is actually in the room that we're standing in right now. You can see some of the dust.
I do, yeah.
But these other two, not a whole lot. You're gonna see a lot more once we go lights out.
Okay.
But that's one thing I definitely wanted to show the viewers, because we've gotten so many people that's like, look at these orbs, look at these orbs. No, unfortunately it's not.
So it's a popular misconception.
It's a very popular misconception.
Okay. Well,
So,
that's good to know. So if we see that,
Just in case I make you nervous, because I know that I probably do look like the guy who was in charge, or at least similar to him. I'll go ahead and step out with John.
But before Sal leaves, I'm sure you know who Santa Claus is, or St. Nicholas.
You're gonna pull the St. Nicholas card. All right, I don't have any candy canes, but damn it, I got the white hair and the beard.
There you go.
I got a little.
Does he not look like St. Nicholas?
I'll sit back up in the restaurant. Definitely get some walking going on here.
All of those still stem from Prohibition.
really?
Yeah, all blue. There was no regulation of alcohol, or basically there's very little regulation of alcohol.
And another thing that I do want to point out for anybody watching this episode is one of the problems that people are running into when they're actually doing investigations and they do have K2 meters. The K2 meters can be very, very sensitive when it comes to even cellular phones. And what I want to show now is an example of one of the problems with cell phones and K2 meters. You got to turn the phone on.
It is,
Or what-
baby.
no.
You know I love you.
No,
Here, you want me to stroke you right there? Ooh, yeah.
No,
Nope.
if you actually get the
The light on.
get the yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to bump it though. So
No, it shouldn't. And as you see the K2 lights going up,
That's not all that's going up. Oh, no.
and then once it goes into like almost a sleep mode.
Yep. That's why I wasn't messing with it. It was, you know.
See, I turned it on.
Yep. However, when it was lighting up and stuff, it was turned off in a
Well, no, earlier, but
Yeah.
I'm wanting to show this for people watching this episode that you've got to be very careful with false positives when it comes to, because once again, you turn it on and people think they've got activity. Mm-hmm. So,
But now, he set that way over there. Yep. We're talking now, right? So did you like that cell phone? Huh?
now see it went. See, that's the thing that went off again. It went into this like sleep mode. So it's.
Oh, come on. Show him.
But,
Show
whoa.
him. You like
No,
it?
it was it. I don't know if it was when he moved it.
Well, it's jumped. It just jumped again. So
It jumped all the. See, it's not mine.
all right. So he said it's going to be an uncensored thing. So you know, anything you say to me that they pick up on a recorder, you know, we get to, other people that are warriors are going to listen and get turned on, and it'll be all your fault. No, you're not going to do it anymore. Huh? Oh, come on.
We've got a
So-
recorder over there.
Are you a person that likes to go out and dance? No. You are? What kind of dancing do you like to do? You like the disco? Are you a waltz person, or are you a do you swing? Are you into jazz? Oh wow, jazz music.
Wow, jazz it is.
You like like the new jazz or the old jazz? You know, like the Dixieland jazz? Because in this area, Dixieland, I would think would be pretty popular. But you like jazz, huh? Well, at least you jump. Well, at least you jump for that. So, if I got you a jazzy T-shirt, would you like that? You know what a T-shirt is? I mean, if you've been around for a while, you may not be familiar with the current fashions. Did you wear something? Did you wear a corset, maybe? A girdle? Probably didn't wear panties as much as maybe bloomers, right? Either way, they'll look good around your ankles. No? Alright. Well, you know what? We've had a pretty good conversation so far. I know you like jazz music, right? Nope. Not gonna talk. Oh, do you like any of the classical stuff? Or maybe like fiddle music. This is Kentucky. Banjo, fiddles, things like that. No? Are you black, white, green? Were you in the military? You're not gonna make my meter drink? That sounded sexual. Well, I tell you what, like I said, we've been carrying on a pretty good conversation. I did see it end. I wish I could give you a drink. Hell, that'd be fun.
Did the white man come
Are you thinking Indian?
and drove you out of this land? I mean, if it was, it might not have been.
Yeah, because I wouldn't think that one of those Indians would be into jazz.
No, but at the same time,
That wasn't good.
but
It's a good call, man.
no, but we're covering all the bases here, folks.
Okay.
But actually, take that meter and just kind of go over back behind the bar.
Okay.
And I want to see if there's any areas that it really seems to be spiking any.
We've seen a movie called Ghostbusters. So anyway, but no, I had a lot of fun back here with you tonight. You were a big part of it. Hell, I was about half asleep until we started talking. So I guess I better leave you alone. You know what? If you want to, you can come upstairs. There's a room up there I saw with a mattress. I'm not saying anything, but it is up there.
Well, I definitely want to thank you for allowing us to spend some time here at the bar with you, and it's been fun. And if you don't have anything else to say, we're going to go ahead and move on upstairs to the other rooms. And
if you want us to stick around, just make those lights flash again, and we'll stick around a little bit longer. But we really do have a pretty good night ahead of us, and they got an 8-hour drive. You probably don't know about that. They got an 8-hour horseless carriage ride, and
well, yeah, I mean, if you used to do that trip by horse and buggy, you're looking at weeks. I would guess probably a couple weeks.
Yep, probably so. Especially with the horses, you'd have to stop and feed them and water them.
And I think it's a 531 mile drive.
Hell, you should be like Daniel Boone and just walk it. Because, you know, he used to walk from Kentucky to Washington, D.C., so. Anyway. All right, honey. Well, we're going to go ahead and bugger off or leave you alone. You probably need to get some rest anyway.
Last call.
For alcohol? I really did want to see those tits. All right.
All right. No jazz for you.
Good night, baby.
Thank you.
See you next time.
And we have just wrapped up part 1 of our investigation here at Dots on Main in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. A lot of great footage we got to go through, some personal experiences. You know, it's going to be a lot of time consuming going through everything, but hopefully we captured something on EVP or video or anything else that we could have possibly captured on. And Sal, I do want to thank you for being our guest on this investigation. It's been quite enjoyable, and you yourself had some type of interaction.
I gotta tell you, you know, somebody asked me one time, they said, do you believe in ghosts? And I said, I don't not believe in ghosts. And I said, I just would love to have something happen on this, my virgin experience. By the way, which I lost my cherry on their show, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, John at one point suggested that I go behind the bar, and you know, it was kind of like going home for me because I used to be a bartender in my younger days. But I thought I'd have a little fun, so I just called out, you know, come on, belly up to the bar, you know, I invited the gals to come on up, and next thing I know, the K2 meter was going kind of crazy, and at first we thought it might be my cell phone, and John gave a demonstration of how the cell phone can cause the K2 meter to, but with my cell phone sitting there and basically not active, and I was just talking, and there were reactions, like when I asked what kind of music, you know, they liked, that sort of thing. Now, I'd like to think, because I'm the perverted person that I am, that it was a female, but I suppose it could have been a guy, but I would like to think that as tired as I am, as much fun as I had, I know that it takes energy to light up that K2 meter, so I'm hoping that I left her just as spent and exhausted as I was, and that way it'd be a good night.
Well, you know, Sal, we talked earlier, it is such a large location that we are going to have to come back and film part 2.
Yeah.
And when we do come back to film part 2, I hope that you will join us again. And who knows who you might experience this time.
Yeah, you know, I really would like to come back. It's such a great place, and I just couldn't believe, it was like I felt like I carried on a conversation with something I couldn't see. And granted, it was the only interaction I had was the K2 meter lighting up, but then we also had a recorder going, so maybe there'd be some EVPs.
And maybe you can get that it was actually a female, so you can kind of put your mind at ease.
Yeah.
But I do want to say something that, you know, especially a first-time investigator, you did catch on to something that, you know, normally people wouldn't think about, and you did ask the question about if that was the woman that walked across the floor and that they had reportedly heard. And I thought that was really cool that you captured that and you remembered that and you was able to ask. And like I said, hopefully, when we come back, you can have some more interaction. And it was quite obvious. You went around the back of the bar with the K2 and you found the parts that was actually causing spikes, but it had nothing to do with the area at the bar where you were sitting.
I know, it really surprised me. I kind of, when you said take the K2 and kind of walk around there and check out some things, I thought, oh, this thing's going to go crazy as soon as I move it, and it's all going to be, even though I was having a lot of fun and stuff, I thought, yeah, this is just a lark, and but no, then it surprised me because even like the internet router was fairly active and it wasn't setting it off. So, who knows? I don't know what it was. You guys are the experts. Me, I'm just the guy who came in and lost my cherry, but had fun, and that's all it was. My grandpa always told me, have fun or go somewhere else. I had a blast, and I'd love to come back and have some more fun with you guys.
Absolutely. And I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on this episode of WPI Seeking the Truth. And until next time, remember, if you haunt it, we will come. Good night.
Uh,